Hello. Bet you're all wondering, what the hell are you doing, JVH? I'm working. It's a few minutes to Chase Rooney's birthday. I bet you're all wondering, what the hell am I doing? Yes, I'm working on 4th of July fight night. I just got home. I'm about to get to work. I wanted to go over a few things here, including making sure I write all these parts down on my notepad. Part 3. $133. The way this show kicks off is JVH match, then part 1, part 2, part 3 is the way I has split the show up into segments and pieces. So what I like doing is writing down what each in and out a section is, but as you could see already that I have put in some of the audio, or I have already put in the commentator tracks. So what I then do is I have my own preset for call commentary that I like doing, clicking on the top so that it can actually show the progress. Oops, I forgot that's there. Let's ignore that. Part 2, same thing. Click, click, click. Part 1, click. So I let that progress go for a bit. Now the way I typically do something like this is I go through and start dropping in all of the music. So this pay-per-view is a little different than the others because it is quite literally within the same week as Aftershock. And due to that, though, I am technically able to open up Aftershock, and a lot of the competitors that were in both shows are literally in both shows. Oh, my Aftershock. So I have everything exported out into sequences and everything. But basically, what I could do here is click on that, click on that, click on that, click on that. And then what I'll do is part by part I go through and grab the music, and typically I pull up the most recent episodes that have just recently aired where I know certain superstars have their music already basically done because of the way that I already did the episode. So, did I already land on a great example? Is this Roka? Or no, it's Clone 99. So Clone 99, for example, what I'm able to do because I already did everything to Strike 327 is now I copy that, actually, Clone 99, Roka, Bluebird, and Trixie. All 4 of these women competitors are at Fight Night. So what I do is I copy that. I hop on over to Fight Night. TJ. And then I'll drop that here. And basically, I have already done a majority of the work that I'd like to do. Bluebird song. And then this is a Trixie and Roka. So I can cut that. Am I in the way? Should I? Whoops. Should I be more like this? But yeah, I cut that and then I hop on over to the next part where I know things are at. Roka versus Trixie. Drop that in. Roka does walk out first, so yep. And then of course I go through and drop the win, and usually I kind of like amplify the wins, the win time. But before I continue, I feel like I should shower and clean myself off. I'm gonna wish Chase a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Chase. And then I am going to hop right back in and get right back to editing. So if you'd like to join me for the behind the scenes of editing 4th of July Fight Night, here we are. I hath returned. And welcome back, everybody. Now, one of the ways that I also do this, as you could see, I now pulled up the card next to me right over here. And it, when we make the card, you know, it's kind of a basic thing for the actual card. You know, there's a lot more that goes on than just what we have written there. I like having it pulled up so that way while I'm in the middle of the edit, I have the opportunity to look over and see who's in what match. And that also gives me the opportunity to do what I was showing before, even where we're able to hop over to Aftershock, immediately know who's where, grab a hold of that. Why do I have the hiccups right when I start recording? Every freaking time, bro. Basically, have it open. That way I have a reference so I can go through. Because, oh my god, I'm falling apart here. Because, basically, here's another way that I do it. With the card pulled up, I can go and open it. Please. Please. There we go. Alright, so let me hop on over to Aftershock Part 1. Alright, so we kick off that show, PTA and Powerbuff Girls. So I look over at my sheet that has the Fight Night card, and as I look over at that sheet, I see that there is, of course, PTA versus Powerbuff Girls, and of course Killa versus Sunflower. So we have the Powerbuff Girls and PTA theme songs. I grab a copy of those, especially since they'll be next to each other. Hop on over to Fight Night Part 1, and oh, would you look at that, the PTA and the Powerbuff Girls match. Paste that right in there. I'm actually going to go over and, yep, there's the PTA theme. Hop on over to the spoilers, and we have our winners, and I copy and paste their theme over, and now those themes are in. I used to have them labeled a lot more, but over the previous few weeks it's been kind of back and forth, and as you can see, there is a little bit of labeling going on. But now we've done the first match of Aftershock and have aligned it to the first match over on the card. And I guess I could have done this differently, but then I typically highlight within the card itself, which is what I actually had just gone and done, is highlight it a different color so that I know, okay, the music for that match is in. So I currently have changed it over to blue. And then, of course, like we started with at Fight Night Part 1, we already had Bluebird and Clone 99's music put in, as well as Trixie Kanake and Roka's music has been put in. At the same time, I have a lot of other actions going on while I'm doing this edit. So, for example, I actually have file transfers going on the right side of me, where I am actually, I'm moving some ShockWrestling 2025 backups and footage from the Thick Boy hard drive inside my PC to an external hard drive that's 8 terabytes as well. So yeah, I have that file transfer going, and then with the methods I showed you guys, that's what I'm basically going to be doing here now, is going through the episode and going through the show and making sure that I have it. Now, the other thing that I do also end up doing is I end up pulling up the File Explorer. I have a music folder, and then I have specifically a music folder for our wrestlers that I can go through, search whatever music, pull it out, put it on. That is usually my last resort thing, because I like going through this way where I know it's guaranteed I have the most recent song. I know it's guaranteed I have the most recent tracks that I decided to give to these characters, or that we had made for said characters. So it gives us the benefit of knowing that, oh, this is already perfected with the way this music plays. Robert and Ziggy Danger. So Robert and Ziggy at Aftershock. I know that these two face off over on Fight Night. So yeah, I guess this just might become a time lapse now. I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll see. Well, I have dropped in all of the songs except for, I believe, 2 of them. So now all of the songs are dropped in, and what I typically go and grab is our upper third, which I do not have made. I do not. I will switch this over to that. And then what I do is I grab this little thingy and drop that right in there. And then what are we doing? What are we doing? Oh yeah. Then I go like this. Foul. export, and then I save it directly to the Fight Night folder. Fight Night 2226, upper third. Save that. Then grab the file from... I think that's what I'll do instead. Then I'll just replace it. And then it should, once I hop over, should switch over to being the smaller one. That looks good. Yeah. Oh my. That audio is kind of loud. Cool. So now that I have this little thing, sweet little thing. Yes, now that I have the upper third, I copy and paste it onto every file, onto every match, I mean. Now I've dropped in the upper third for every single match. And I believe I have... Oh. I have a match cards folder as well. Johnny Von Hollywood's match doesn't have a card. But we'll hop on over to part 1 and do the same thing. TJ versus Kips. $90 looks like a good size. TJ versus Caps, so Bluebird versus Clone 99. I should just time lapse again. Alright, now that I've dropped in all the match cards that I have, it's time for me to drop in the name plates. Tons of names to go through, and I guess I'm about to start. I gotta put my audio music back on. No. Oh, time lapse. Alright. Now I've placed in all the cards all the thirds, all the music, all the nameplates. And now it's about to be time for some fun, where I go through and edit all of this, like actually put it together. Can't wait. Alrighty. I'm actually very tired, so I think I might take a rest. My head's starting to hurt. I think I'm gonna take a moment to take a breather, maybe even lay down. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. 10 hours, 54 minutes. Okay, so clearly I'm at less than an hour away from finishing up the edit of part 1. And if I look back over at the sheet, other than skipping over the JVH match thing for right now, yeah, I'm gonna work on this. Alrighty. Good night, everybody. Howdy, everybody. Well, at this point, a Fight Night has successfully aired, and it came out very good and very well. But I wanted to go over what happened after I had cut the video from the most recent part you saw. I basically went and slept for about 2.5 or 3 hours, woke up. My body was not allowing me to sleep either way because I knew I needed to finish that edit. Hopped right back into the editing and started flying straight through because it was mostly the listening process of the actual show and getting through it, which is the time-consuming part. It's not that what we do is a complicated edit, it's just mostly time-consuming, especially when it comes to PLEs that are 5 hours long. But I was all ready to rock and roll by 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I had set the live stream to start at 2:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Therefore, it had the 10-minute countdown straight into 2:50 p.m. for the United States. 2:50. We had it kick off the show, and it was a fantastic time straight through. We had a lot of different viewers joining us throughout the day, especially since we wanted it to be earlier for our European audience. And sometimes we do have streams set up earlier in the day so that we have other fans from around the world be able to go through the live experience with us, Fight Night being one of them. Of course, that 2:50 kickoff time made it a competing stream for some other organization, but I had gotten word from the producer that concurrent viewership, depending on where you were, it looked like that I beat the stream that we were going up against over on Shock Wrestling, and that's all that really matters to me. We had over 50 concurrent viewers at a time throughout the whole 5-hour special, and at the end of the actual live stream, we had a total, from YouTube's calculation, 348 views live. That is so exciting to me, and thank you all who had joined us at this point on the channel. It is surpassed at 500 views. I believe even has surpassed 550 views. I would like to keep doing a few extra restreams of parts or the Rumble on Twitch and TikTok throughout the week, trying to push people to the full show of 4th of July Fight Night. I know myself and Ace had put a ton of hard work into it, and I'm very happy for everybody who was able to join us. But now, folks, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes of editing 4th of July Fight Night. I'm getting a little bit better at keeping track of my behind the scenes action and editing these types of things. So if you like this video, please let me know down in the comments below. I want to keep bringing behind the scenes action, whether that be of Shock Wrestling or other things. Plenty more content to come. Thank you all for watching 4th of July Fight Night on the Shock Wrestling YouTube channel. And thank you all for watching today's Johnny Vaughn Hollywood video, the behind the scenes of editing 4th of July Fight Night. Stick around for more action to come. Thank you all for watching. Good night, everybody!